but ready to fight. Standing tall, doing what's right. Shining truth like a firelight. Daddy's wisdom running deep taught me promises I've gotta keep. Breaking chains, leaving pain behind. Calling out the crooked kind. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. SpawnTrooper rides again. Ain't no fear when I'm around. Justice stands on solid ground. One last chance to make it right, or face the reckoning tonight. In the dark, where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. SpawnTrooper rides again. In the dark, where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. SpawnTrooper rides again.
Warning: the following video contains strong language, which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Thank you for your attention. Ah, there you go. That's better. Right. Okay. Okie dokie. So, guys, can you hear me? Right. Okay. I've got a couple of people in the background. So just bear with me a second. I do apologize. Not sure what's going on. But right. Okay. So tonight's stream is going to be based on VA over in the States. Tonight's topic is going to be who's eligible for it, who's entitled to it, and how long do you have to serve. And we're going to be talking to members of the former Armed Forces of the United States Navy and Army. And some of these people have different insights of it. But what we're going to be doing tonight, we're going to be talking about the actual steps of being eligible. Oh, bollocks, you know what I'm talking about. All right, I know they're going to be all laughing at me. So basically, before we do go into it, I want to make one thing absolutely clear. Over the last few days, I've been asked, and obviously a couple of weeks ago, I was also asked what the differences are between the UK medical and the US medical. And to be perfectly honest with you, I can't really speak much about the US version of it due to the fact that I'm not an American vet. I am a British vet. Also, I can't really go into it on this side of the channel due to the fact that I was not medically discharged. However, I have been medically downgraded at one point in my service. I can talk about that, and any information about medical discharges and further treatment over here, for example, is based on when you are medically discharged. Okay, you are then pointed to a civilian system where your GP, general practitioner, gets involved. Now, I've invited 3 people. Hopefully, I've got 2. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be bringing them on, and basically, we're going to be discussing their, what system they went through, how long they've been on, and what their opinion is overall about the system, the VA system. Now, before we go into that, very quickly, I've got something to show you. If I can find it. 1 second, please. 1 second. Okay, now, this is I'm going to show you very quickly. Okay, as you can see here, all right, this here is the, let me just get rid of this for a second. All right, this, as you can see here, all right, this is the VA system. Okay, when you go to the actual website, it tells you eligibility for VA healthcare. It will also tell you how to apply. Apply now. After you've applied, foreign medical programs. Now, this here is, you don't go and listen to, you can listen to people's opinion. That's one thing. But when people are trying to give advice and trying to give their advice how to circumvent the system, that's where you need to draw a line. Never, ever try to circumvent the system, because if you circumvent the system, you will get the wrong treatment. You'll get the wrong help. So always make sure that you are given a true account of your disabilities, right? Now, obviously, on this website, which is in the links, and the actual links is in the description of this live stream. So anyway, what we're going to be doing, I'm going to turn this off for a second, and I'm going to bring in a couple of people. I'm just waiting for one more person. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring Squid Pro Quo to the panel. Hello, hi,
Hey.
hi, and obviously we've got a couple of. I'm just waiting for one more to turn up, and then we're going to bring in host. Hi, host picker. We're going to bring in Eric. Okay, also former Navy. All right, so I'm basically getting surrounded by bloody Navy tonight. And I'm
You just choose your friends wisely.
Yes, that's true. That's true. That's so true. Now I'm just waiting for one person, which I probably haven't sent the freaking link to. Yes, I have.
Where's that candy at for her?
Yeah, and also one, right, okay, so here are the rules, what I'm going to ask the guys on the panel. If you've got background noise or you need to shoot away or get away very quickly, just mute your mic and turn your camera off. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to be, okay? So please feel relaxed, feel chill, just chill out, just relax, right? You're not on a jury, you're not in court, right? So we're just waiting for one more Not yet. Not freaking yet. Not in my court. Oh, my order. Anyway. Okay.
I'll just say hashtag I'm a human.
So at least someone's got to be human on this panel.
Yes, absolutely. So YouTube, jog it. Okay. So first things first. Squid, would you like to give people a little bit of background of your service and everything else, please?
So I was in from roughly 2004 to 2009, East Coast sailor, aviation, served on a carrier, did 2 deployments in 2006 and 2007. I am 90% service connected. I go to the VA for everything.
Right. Okay. So did you ever try to circumvent the system to try to get disability allowance or disability from the VA?
I was 80% when I first got rated, and I did try to go back and get more because they rated me 0% for my headaches and I had brain surgery. So I tried to get more. They gave me more and I got 90%.
Right.
So yes,
Right.
I went back, but I never tried to circumvent I don't even know what that means.
Circumvent, basically.
Well,
like,
I mean, I know what circumvent means,
Yeah.
but I don't know what that means in regards to the VA because you have appointments for everything.
Right.
And it's like the only way you can get around stuff is if you lie.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So basically, there's a difference. There's a big difference. Say, for example, if I sent you down to the ML now and said, I want you to go and get like here in Great Britain, say, hypothetically speaking, if you are medically downgraded or there's something, my God, that's like, there's something wrong with you, if you're ill or you got toothache or something like that, you have to go man down. And basically, you report to the medical center at a certain time in the morning. You then either see the MO or you see the dentist. You make an appointment, and then you turn up. And 90% of the time, when you do turn up at the medical center, you are medically downgraded, and therefore you then receive an Appendix 9. The Appendix 9 indicates of what you can and can't do as a soldier. For example, if you've got shin splints or you've got a twisted ankle or bad knee, all right, you can't march, you can't carry heavy duty stuff, you can't do a lot. You're sitting down most of the time. Now, with the medical, with the British medical system and the American VA system is completely different, because over here we've got National Health Service. So if you are medically discharged or you come out and you've got an issue, right, you go through your GP, which is general practitioner, where over here you actually do see a doctor instantly. You make an appointment on a certain time, certain date, and then you go and see it. Oh, and we're bringing a third person to the panel. And right, yeah. Is he coming? Are you there? Are you here? Hello. I can hear myself in the background. Please turn it off. I have to mute him. I don't like my voice. Anyway, so how long did it take you when you first went through the system? How long did it? Can you explain how you started it, how you applied for it, and how long did it take you?
So before I got out, there was a TAP class, is Transition Assistance Program. It's a week of, or I don't know if it's a week. It was 3 to 4 days of classes of how to write a resume, how to act like a civilian, how not to be stupid. But there was one where the DAV, which is the Disabled American Vets, it's a nonprofit organization, came in and we brought them our medical records, and they went through and they listed everything that we might be able to apply for, that they thought we could apply for, and they helped us fill out the paperwork. We had in a whole class, if you're going to apply, and I applied thinking I'd get like 20%, and apparently I was broken because I got 80.
Right.
And I got my rating approximately 5 to 6 months after I got out. And then I got back pay from my discharge date. If you do it before you get out, from my understanding, it is quicker. You are priority because you are filling it out first. If I were to fill it out now, it would take a minimum of 18 to 24 months to decide what they wanted to do, because I'm a day late and a dollar short, and that's a lot of back pay.
Right. So by saying that, would you agree that for people who have left the armed forces, because it says there if you served in the Vietnam War, in Iraq, Afghanistan, and anyone who served after 9/11, obviously it's going to take a little bit longer. So the same thing with the British Armed Forces. You before you come out or you retire or you come out, you go through a resettlement plan, and that's where you have to go through medical. You have to go through every single thing. So basically, would you then say your advice is from now, anyone who is still serving, is if you are in the process of coming out, is sort the paperwork out now before you come out.
Yeah. Apply, because the worst thing they can do is tell you no.
Right. Okay. Can you reapply afterwards if they say no?
There's on the paperwork. I have to look at my paperwork, but the back sheet of the paperwork is how to appeal the decision.
Right. Okay.
I didn't feel the need to appeal anything.
Mm.
I felt like it was a waste of time, so I didn't appeal.
Okay. Now, the question I've got to ask, right? Even if, say, for example, you appeal and your appeal is rejected, which is oh, there he is. 1 second. Let me unmute him because he was listening to my sexy voice behind the scenes. There you go. Right. Anyway, Robert, if you just mute your mic, mate, I'll get to you in a minute, if that's okay.
Roger.
Appreciate that.
I'm running on limited time, guys. Sorry,
yeah,
that's why he's going to be first.
I know. Yeah. So basically, if your appeal is rejected and everything else, can you use the paperwork from the rejection to go to a civilian doctor or civilian institution and say, hey, look, this has happened. Can you help? Or is there a way of appealing with the help of a doctor?
I don't know, but all the appointments that are made for you, like all these appointments that were made for me, to basically check to see everything you applied for, they don't just look at your medical record. They give you an appointment.
Right.
And they don't give you an appointment with a medical or with a military doctor. They give you an appointment with a civilian contractor. So a civilian practice that contracts with the DOD or VA or whoever it is. And you see them about the particular issue.
Right.
And then they talk to the VA about it.
So dependent on the factors of like service-connected disabilities or your income or your rank on discharge, depends on how is that verification of eligibility, or doesn't it matter?
It doesn't matter. Your verification of your eligibility is your DD 214.
Right, which over here is the service discharge or discharge. Bloody hell, certificate of service or discharge. Oh fuck it.
There are different levels.
Yeah.
You priority levels, like you have copays and things. If you're like 0% to 30%, you have copays. 30% to 60% is a different, or at least back when I actually looked, I'm 90%. I have no copay. I don't pay attention to, no offense, but I don't pay attention to people who are 20, 30, 40% because I don't deal with stuff that doesn't affect me.
Okay. Now, the one more question, because I know that you're time constraint. If someone asks you for advice, what would you say? Would you try to give them your own personal advice, or would you send them to a VSO or a family's officer? Or
I'd send them to the DAV, because that's someone who is generally a vet, but the DAV is a nonprofit and it's outside of the VA. So we had a DAV rep in our vet service office in Milwaukee. However, he was not employed by the VA, which I appreciated, having someone who is not employed by the government helping me out.
Right. So basically, if we put it into a nutshell, it's a government issue. So basically, if the government would actually look after their vets a little bit better and open the doors a little bit wider so people that can actually apply. The only problem is it's a double-edged sword, because you've got people out there who abuse the system, who will play the game and abuse the system. Is there a way how they can get caught out in that system, or is that virtually impossible?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. There's so many people that I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, we're taking into not physical disabilities, but also psychological and mental health issues as well. And due to the fact that it's very hard to prove, unless they send someone to a psychologist or they have them go to a neurologist and a psychologist to prove that they're suffering from PTSD or
I have depression and anxiety, and I had to go to a psychologist and
Yeah.
sit down with a psychologist. I
Yeah.
think she was a psychologist. I don't know. It's been 15 years,
Yeah.
17 years.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I don't exactly remember, but I remember going to her office, and I had never met this woman before.
Mm.
And she's asking me all these questions and talking. I'm telling her about my issues, and it's like, I'd never met you before. We have no rapport. This
Yeah.
is uncomfortable. Get me out.
Yeah. Well, funny you said that after my not my first but my second deployment. I ended up in a room with some captain, and afterwards I found out he was a shrink, and I was like, oh right, okay. And I got 2 extra weeks of post-tour leave, so I was happy. I wasn't going to complain.
They basically said, you're crazy.
Yeah, they said you need more rest. Yeah. No, but is there anything you want to add in? Oh, right.
No.
Is there any advice you would give to people who are struggling right now? Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Right. So obviously we've got Eric, who's also former Navy, and we've got Robert. Why have I got Navy here? Anyone in the Army, Air Force want to come on, please?
Well, my wife was Army, but she won't come on.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So what overall, what, like, until Squid gets back, what about you, Eric? Like, what was your system like?
Well, one, I served from 1994 to 1996, so 10 years prior to Squid, and my discharge was not medical, so therefore I didn't automatically come out with any disabilities from the service. Mine have been more onset afterwards.
Right.
And because of that, and I think some of them were actually brought on because of me going to the VA. Me, since I'm not, I don't have any percentage listed with the VA, service connection or otherwise. So I'm supposed to receive care based upon income eligibility because I am below the poverty level, therefore I don't get anything there. And in some cases, I qualify for travel reimbursement, with mileage reimbursement to get to appointments at VA facilities because of that income eligibility, as well as zero copays.
Okay. So did you have to go through the same system as it says on the website, like, contact write out the application form? Actually, let me just 1 second, one second. It's the application form 10-10EZ, which you can actually find online, by the way, guys. If you just so you know, the information is on inside the description of this stream tonight.
Actually, the main VA hospitals and some of the clinics, because they have outpatient clinics as well as the hospitals. Many of them also have what they call an income or an eligibility specialist, which at the VA, who helps you fill out the paperwork, or in many cases, well, basically you just give them the answers and they'll fill it out for you.
Okay. 1 second, I'm what was I saying? I forgot what I was going to say now. So have you been on VA disability since, or has that changed?
I have never officially been on VA disability or gotten, and that's where that's one of the things that's really fun. Is there disability versus and compensation versus pension programs?
Right.
Are
Yeah.
the opposite of what you would think they would be. Their pension is actually not a pension for retired or permanently disabled. What they refer to at the VA for pension is actually supposed to be a poverty stopgap. So if you're receiving so much funds from a job and or disability within your household, and basically it's a stopgap of, as you would say, a few $100 to bring someone up to the poverty level on a monthly basis.
Right.
For
So
those that aren't receiving the other.
Right. A question to all three of you. I mean, you can nod or put thumbs up or thumbs down. When you actually decide to apply for VA disability and you receive that disability, regardless of what level or percentage you're at, does that affect your pension, your military pension?
If you're talking about retiring and receiving a pension from the service you were in, it has some effect.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Okay. Yeah,
I
because
did 5 years. That was it.
right. Yeah, because
the question you asked Squid, I wanted to answer, which was how easy it is for people to get caught out, as you call it.
Yeah.
Basically, for those that are frauding the system, it does. They do get caught out eventually, but like anything government related, it moves slowly.
Got you. Right. So basically, don't give shit advice to people. Point people in the right direction. Give people the right links. Give people the right information, and let them go through the system. It's as simple as that, really. Squid, is there anything else you want to add in regards? Because obviously, you guys know way more than I do about the VA system, and I just went on research, and from what I've seen, there is a very easy way to apply for VA disability. But the thing is, there's a lot of hurdles. There are a lot of hurdles. So, is there any sort of advice you could give someone?
Not really. I do know that when you get it, you get a nice big packet, and they explain everything, the reason for their decision, why they gave you what they gave you. Exactly. It was that packet this one that's 80 freaking pages long.
Jesus. Right,
that basically tells you what it is. Here's what I got. Here's why. Here's what I got. Here's why.
So basically, they tell you, right, this, and that's why. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Right knee, 10%. Treatment records show a right knee sprain with residual pain. On your pre-VA discharge exam, your knee was normal in appearance. Had no, certain things. They checked the flexion. All of my stuff was normal. So, based on my pain, they gave me 10%.
Right. So let me ask you a question. If you don't agree with the results from that MO, can you actually request to see a secondary MO to get a second opinion, or is it just like regimental, boom, straight through?
I have no idea, but there's this big ass part on the back here that is, that's an application for voc rehab. I don't necessarily That's just a question and answer, declaration of dependence.
So they enjoy giving people books to read.
Yeah.
So when you
stapled it together and just kept it the same.
Right, that's just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, then again, same thing happens over here. I requested my medical docs because my doctor wanted to get a bit of history.
It would help if I agree. On the first page, it has your rating, and then it says, what should you do if you disagree with our decision? And it says the enclosed VA form 4107, your rights to appeal our decision. Explains your right to appeal. They stapled it right to the front. So,
Yeah. But what happens if people can't fill that out or can't rebuttal that?
that's when you go to the DAV and you ask them because they know more than you.
Got you. So a proper, real, what do you call it? DAV?
DAV. It's a nonprofit called Disabled American Vets.
Right. So you go to them. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
And they're a reputable not charity, but
Right.
I mean, I think they are a 501c3, but like they're not,
Oh, so it's similar to like over here with SAFA and like combat stress. They're DAVs. Well,
they're specifically designed to help vets with paperwork.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, and yeah.
Because it's complicated, so you go to them and you say help.
Got you. So that makes sense. So basically, that's your equivalent of our equivalent of SAFA. Yeah.
Pretty much, but I have to get going.
There's no second MO.
Right. Okay then, Squid. Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry that I dropped this on you from a great fucking height.
No problem. I just have to be in the gym at 7:30 tomorrow. It's comp club.
Well, remember, push it real good. Push it. Oh shit.
And I know just somebody is going to clip that screenshot, that face that I just made, and it will be someone's avatar tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just.
I can imagine you sitting in the gym at 7 o'clock, 7:30 or 7:45, Richie pushing that weight, and all you hear is my voice going, push it real good.
That song was on at the gym today, so yeah. Stop it.
Oh shit! I'm just waiting for someone. Ammo Man's coming on, so I'm waiting for him to come on. So
yeah, Ammo's girl put the link for the DAV in the chat.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ammo girl. Appreciate that. So, guys, if there's any veterans here with issues with the VA or want to apply for disability, the link there. Actual fact, let me pin that. The link is there. So, where's it? Pin message. There you go. The message is now pinned. Yes.
Heidel said, "Don't worry, like laughing my ass off. Snipe's not here. Well, JKD Buck and a bunch of others do it too, and send me pictures of myself."
And not just them, you got JK Films as well. He's like,
JK Films is always lurking somewhere.
Yeah, he's like a great white fucking shark. He appears when you don't fucking expect it.
Yeah, I say, "Where's JK Films when you need him?" And all of a sudden, there's a video on Facebook.
Here's a video. Yes, you are. Yes,
yeah.
You are.
On that note, I have to go make sure my little goes to bed, and I will see you guys on another stream. Bye.
Bye-bye. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Nice,
no
good.
problem. Bye, guys.
Take care. Adios.
And I'll say this, that Squids is...
Oh,
as I've
hang on.
said in my part.
Hang on a minute.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Wait. Hey, Ammo Man, just a quick one. Go back out and then allow your microphone and stuff, because right now you Ammo Man, you need to allow your microphone. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, okay, all right then, buddy. Oh look, it's Santa Man. Oh shit, I'm in trouble. Got an itch, have you? And by the way, Robert, you're muted.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. It's not a problem.
Well, you said to mute, so I just,
Yeah. So, Eric, if you just mute yourself for a quick second, and Robert, what about your? What did you go through? What was your?
Well, I served from '88 to late 1990. my experience on my discharge, I was honorably discharged with no medical whatsoever. It was, to put it very mildly, it was a nightmare. There was no guidance. Basically, I went through possibly the same kind of class that Squid had gone through, but they basically said at the end of it, oh, if you want medical treatment, go apply at the VA. Well, back then it was a nightmare. Thank goodness for the disabled American veterans. I could, they got the paperwork going. I had to go to intake, or enrollment, if you as it's called now, at the VA. They needed a copy of my DD-214, and then they said, oh, we need your medical records. Now, nowhere during my discharge in the active duty did anybody tell us you needed a copy of your medical records. So I finally, basically, I did what I could do on my own. And then my grandfather, when he was still alive, he said, look, go to the DAV. Those people made it so easy. They did. They got me going. I got my first letter saying, oh, you're at 30%. Like, okay, it's 30%, but I'm having all these other issues, back, neck pain, tingling in my arms, massive migraine headaches from my head injury. And they were all going, well, we don't know what caused that. Well, in my records that the DAV handed them, it said motor vehicle accident, head first into concrete telephone pole, patient broke helmet off head. Fractured C3 through L5, which is non-displaced fractures in every vertebrae in my bone, in my back. Plus, I had a subdural hematoma, and at the time, the VA that was doing all the paperwork was not very conducive into handing out. Excuse me, my light went out. Handing out stuff. So we appealed it. I went from 30% to 40% in a matter of 2 years. Then it started getting really sticky to where all my injuries that are now considered service connected, my injuries, being stressed out because I couldn't go back to being a paramedic and a firefighter before I went in. I wasn't physically able to do it. They sent me to voc rehab, sent me back to college. I couldn't do that because of the mental status that I had going on because of the pain. The DAV fought for approximately, and I'm going to go conservative on this number, for 17 years appealing to the VA.
Wow.
After that time, I was awarded my 100% service-connected, total and complete and unemployable rating. Now, throughout this whole time, I was never, even when I was below 30%, I was never, ever turned away from the VA for help. Medical help, you name it, whatever.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the disabled American veterans and their attorneys, and all this is free of charge. Every single bit of it is free of charge, because once I had filed some of my paperwork, I don't know how it happened, but there were some shyster attorneys starting to say, oh, we can get you it real quick. We can get your settlement from the VA real quick, blah, blah, blah.
Trying to make money.
What they would do is they would hope and drag it out as long as they could so you could get your back pay. Okay. And when I finally did get my back pay, it was over $45,000.
That's not bad. Yeah.
No, it was not. It was great because at the time I needed the money because I was,
Yeah.
But what these attorneys do, or these law firms, or these people that say they're helping out, that's exactly what they do. They drag it out. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So let me ask you a question then. So, I mean, like you spent a decade trying to get all this sorted, and then you got it sorted. Obviously, that makes you then 100% disabled on legally.
Yeah.
Now, my question is this: do you think that going through the system and fighting your ground and just keeping at it, or do you think circumventing the rules and trying to get it that way? What way would you say is better?
Going through the process was very frustrating, but doing it the way the DAV did it and helping me out was the correct way to do it.
Right.
Because I've seen people standing outside of the VA bragging how much, not any of the local ones, but there were certain VAs that I was at when I moved around a lot that they were bragging, well, if you lie to your doctor and you say this, this, and this, then it goes in your records and then you can apply for more. I mean, there's people out there that are trying to steer people the wrong way. Yep. And it's not just people online. I mean, in person at the VA hospitals, other veterans, if you will, are trying to, I guess, help in their own way. But if you don't do it the right way, sooner or later, you're going to get caught.
Yeah. There's a reason why I typed that.
Okay. Sorry.
No, don't apologize. Now, here's one thing I have noticed. I've got a lot of friends, like you guys know that I've got friends. One's a homicide cop in Houston, who's now going to another department, which he doesn't want me to tell people. And then I've got someone who's a lawyer. And both of them I've served with in Iraq, and they are very good friends of mine. And I asked them about the VA system, and obviously because I am not an American, I don't live over there. I haven't served in the American Army, so I can't really comment. All I can go by is the information I find and people I talk to. Now, everyone's story is different. Yours is different to Squid's. Squid's is different to Eric's. Eric is different to everyone else's. And unfortunately, Ammo Man couldn't get on because his mic doesn't work. Obviously, he doesn't know technology. But the thing is, it's knowing where to go to, who to speak to. So if you're still serving, there's a system in place for you to approach your, you can go to your first sergeant, or you can go to your family's officer, or if you've got kids in the family, or you talk to your MO. Or the best person to talk to is your welfare officer, who in American military, I think it's the VSO. Is that correct?
You could consider a VSO like, veteran service officers. They have a lot of unofficial titles.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. But a VSO could be just about anybody that is certified through a class.
Right. Would you consider the VSO to the equivalent of a welfare officer?
Can a welfare officer file all the paperwork and write appeals?
If necessary, yes.
Okay, then yes, it's basically, to my knowledge and for what I know, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very interesting because, for example, I've shown the website. The website link is in the description. Mm-hmm. And just before we carry on, I just want to hit Squid's link there, just to put Squid's link in, because obviously she was on here. What do you think is the most important thing to do if you are a veteran? And wait a minute. Oh, wait. Do we have the scary voice of Ammo Man? Oh, shit. My bad. Hello, Ammo Man. This is Earth calling. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I've been able to hear you this whole time.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll get back to you, Ammo Man, if you just mind hanging 5, and then I'll get back to you. Yeah, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay, buddy. So Robert, what advice would you give someone who served in Vietnam War or any of the conflicts? Because obviously this goes all the way back to the Vietnam conflict. However, one thing I have noticed is that Korea is not part of that.
Every vet, I'm just going to lump all the veterans from all the conflicts, all the wars and everything together, living, or the ones that are still living. They need the help, and sometimes they don't know where to get the help. And the Department of Defense, as it used to be, Department of War now, they really need to get more liaisons in the discharge areas saying, look, you live here, here's your closest VA. These are the VFWs, the DAVs, the American Legions, and I can't remember the other one that's out there. But get them to get these people, get these veterans, men, women, whatever, get them in with somebody that actually knows the system. Have those people, VFW, whatever, have those people get them in the system and start the process as quick as they can. Because, to be very honest, the system is thank you, AMVETS. The system is very, very slow. Like I said, it took almost 17 years for me to finally get mine.
Yeah, no, I'm just laughing because Ammo Man's on his side now. Must be the Air Force thing.
Oh, and I'm going to get away from the computer because I have a feeling some shocking is coming through. Dial up one of them satellites and zap you.
Ammo Man, are you still there, or are you frozen? He's frozen.
He's froze.
He's froze. He's froze. You see, this is the thing. Once you've got it done,
I'm not froze. I'm still here.
Oh shit! Okay.
Jeez.
Okay. Well, let's talk to you now. So, go for it.
Well, since we're talking about the VA, I actually had a telehealth thing today with them about one of my filings right now. So, and like the previous gentleman, the previous gentleman was just speaking. I've been out since 2009, and I was medically separated. And at that point, I was given 20%. So I'm at 90% right now. Well, 93% is what they like to tell me. So I've been fighting for almost 17 years myself, just to move up 70%. And but no, what he was just saying, that's unfortunately that's true about how you've got there's the sharks that are running around with that, we can get you this, we can get you that, but you gotta pay us this much of your back pay, and it's like, and I used the DAV for a while, and I'm not gonna talk bad about anybody's how they feel about who they use. Almost all of mine has been from my increases have been from what I found myself, and what with the issues that I have, because when I was using other people, they couldn't put it in a term that I found that it was better if I put it in my words than if I put it in their words about how my body was feeling.
Yeah, it comes down to you being able to, it's okay, when you got people, systems like we've got SAFA, and we've got different organizations over here, non-profit organizations who help people, especially with PTSD, because obviously, a lot of people don't understand that anyone who served in the armed forces suffer from severe CPSD and other issues. And they obviously they talk to the MOs, they talk to their GPs, and they go through the system that way. Whereas over in the States, from what I'm hearing, every single one of you, including Squid, has a different background story in regards of trying to get help from the VA. It's like a freaking minefield, really.
It is actually.
Yeah. What advice would you give? Like, obviously, I'm trying to get sort of an insight because I'm trying to allow you guys to talk about your. You don't have to give any personal information in regards of what medical and that. But I'm giving you guys the opportunity to teach and explain and educate people in regards of the hurdles that you have to go through to get that basic help.
Yeah.
If
I had to give, actually, I work with the guy because I'm still able to work, in an office environment only though. That's I'm not able to do the physical labor like I did when I was active duty. But so guy I work with, he just retired from the Navy, and my advice, because he came to me for advice, and my advice to him and to anybody who's about to go through the retirement situation, the separation, or even if they're just embarking on a new claim, is just research it. Don't put all your eggs into somebody like the DAV or VFW or any other. Don't put all your eggs in in that one basket, because while the DAV helps hundreds of thousands of people, they can't help everybody. Unfortunately, my situation has been where I've fallen through the cracks, more or less, with on more than one occasion, because of not only is the VA suffering or were they suffering from a backload of cases, the DAV was too for a while, and when you're you look at the state that I live in, it's probably one of the top 5 states for retirees in the military.
Yeah.
And the DAV's got one office. So, there's a lot of people. So do as much research as you can. I honestly use a guy who, unfortunately, he just passed away towards the end of last year. I use his YouTube channel to get a lot of wording, because it's not only
it's a terminology that you have to use.
Well, it's not necessarily just the terminology. It's just what you're experiencing health wise. You may not contribute to what is actually, what the VA says is wrong with you. Like, right. So I've, just like looked up from like, similar issues. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, that can be backdated, or that can be a symptom of this. And, the VA is going to send you to a doctor to make sure, for one. So if you claim that and say it's a symptom of this, then, that's, like I said, they're going to send you to a doctor to verify that it's a symptom of that. And if it's not, it's not. If it is, if they don't rate you, then you can always just,
so basically, so basically the way I understood that now is like, instead of being unbiased, sending you to an unbiased doctor or an unbiased third party, they're sending you to a doctor who crosses the T's, dots the I's, and only goes by what is being said. And instead of actually diagnosing you correctly, they will only.
Okay, so I'm not going to say they're not unbiased. I'm not going to say they are unbiased. I'm going to say they're getting paid by the VA.
Okay. Yep. That makes. Yep.
I mean, I'm going to definitely talk better about a company that I work for or that pays my salary than I am about a company that don't.
Yeah. Good point.
But
good point.
I will say the last time I was face to face with one of the doctors, she was prior military,
Mm-hmm.
and she was upfront with me about when I was, and this was actually one of my biggest, when I had one of the biggest increases. I went from 70 to 90, and that she was like, "Yeah, this is, you're from the last time we did your this test. I'm looking at your last results for this particular test, and you're definitely worse off than you were."
Yeah.
So so that's but you don't always you don't always get that. Like the person I talked to today, I couldn't.
To me,
They should be playing poker because I couldn't tell exactly what they were thinking about anything that we went over at all.
so that's interesting. So they don't send you to a independent MO; they send you to a VA MO.
Well, okay, they don't like Squid said, they're contractors.
Got you.
So they're
Right.
not
Yeah.
they're check they don't actually, they're not VA employees, but they are still employed by the VA. So we have a service that's called Optum. That's who's contracted now with. So they'll find local. They'll find local doctors. And I was actually looking at my paperwork, and the person that I went to see that I saw today, they have gone through a lot of the. They do a lot for these types of these visits. They're specialized. They specialize in the writing for the disabilities.
Right. So, would you like? I mean, just to, would you say that these doctors are? Do they give you advice? Like when you turn up and they go through the system, or do they give you advice, or are they like automated?
Neither. I mean, I haven't gotten any advice from any of them, and it's not that they're just going through and crossing, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. They're asking, and you can tell that they want to know the answers to the questions. They're not just, it's not, like if we're doing repetitive tasks throughout the day, we're just kind of sleepwalking through it. They're very coherent about what they're asking. They're always taking notes, but unfortunately, we don't really. If they're having a bad day, you may not get an increase in your rating.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. I mean, we'll come back onto that. I mean, your DD-214 is basically like your discharge service, like certificate. Basically, when you joined, at what grade you joined, what grade you left, when you left, what operational tours you did. Basically what medals or ribbon, what medals you got. DD-214 is a private which I would call a restricted document. Basically, only you can see it, or if you go to excuse me, if you an employer. Now, how hard is it for, say, for example, how hard would it be for a partner or someone who's not related to a family to get hold of your DD-214?
Honestly, for your spouse, not very. First off, they would have to have a reason. They have to fill that slot, and they're only really going to get that in the case of your death. Mm-hmm. So they're probably going to have to show some sort of need for it, a certificate of death or something like that. And as far as anybody else, as far as employers, like you said, unless it's a government employer, they have no need to see it, so they can't get it. Right. But if anybody is, trying to get it maliciously, it's just like anything else. If they can make a good enough facsimile of a death certificate or a reason to get it, then it can always be gotten because there's just that many crooks, just like back when that freaking virus was going around. I had my HR department call me from my work, and they asked me if I had quit, and I told them no. And somebody had, we had a rash in the United States of people who had applied for unemployment. So somebody had used my Social Security number and applied for unemployment.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I was, and I had actually, because I worked at a financial institution, and I talked to people on the phone this time, and I had actually called a couple of people that were trying to get other people's deposits. So, and that's so nothing's 100% foolproof.
People like that belong in a swimming pool full of electric eels. Now,
that's nicer than what I'd say.
It's electrifying. No, what was I going to say? Because the thing is, you've done quite a few years, didn't you? Now,
yeah, almost 20.
Right. So I'm a little bit service-wise. I'm a little bit longer than you, but one thing I want to ask you, because obviously me and you, I served a little bit longer than you on both sides of the coin. But the question I've got to you and all the other guys on the panel is this. You've got one person who served in what was it, 80s, 90s, and then you got someone in the 90s. Then you, 90s, sort of like 90s, 20s, fucking whenever. And same with me. Did any of you notice the change in the way the system changed to make it? Did it get harder or did it get easier? Me personally, when I served, when I was serving, I noticed it was hard at the beginning, but then it got easier, and then it got very fucking easy, and then it got to a point where I was like, what the fuck? But when it came to the system, with all the new rules, all the new appendixes and everything else, it seemed that the system was putting more and more and more hurdles in front of people. So, for example, if you had a Tom, or you had a lance jack or a corporal or a sergeant wanting to talk to someone in confidence, or they wanted to put a service complaint in, it sort of like got bounced back and kept in house. What did you notice in your service? That's for all three of you.
I noticed that.
Talk about service or service to VA. If we're still talking service to VA, the programs that for those that are being discharged and what they're told, and the transition programs, that TAPS program that Squid alluded to, that's gotten better for those to transition straight over to the VA once they're discharged, and I think that's one thing that has improved. The problem is the mindset at many, not all, but many of the VAs of civilians who have never served, and the system is designed has more red tape than it really should.
Right. Any of you ever two guys? Rob, do you want to say anything?
We're talking about the VA. When I was first discharged and I actually got into the VA, it seemed like it was pretty streamlined. But over those last 10 years, I've seen a lot of red tape get in the way. I've seen really good doctors and nurses leave the VA because of what I refer to as political conflict.
Right.
And that is what is really hurting some veteran hospitals, and what's hurting care for veterans.
Right. I'm going to ask you three a question in a minute, but I just want to hear what Ammo Man's got to say, and then
So it's kind of flip-flopped a couple of times since I've been dealing with the VA. When I first got out, and I know that was because I was fast-tracked out because I had like a 30-day notice of well, I found out in March, so I guess it's a little more than 30 days, but I found out in March that I was being separated at the end of June, so that was my deal got fast tracked, and then everything, but I still didn't get my stuff back till September. So everything was backdated to July 1st. But as far as, there was I talked to other people that they're waiting 9, 10 months to a year or longer for their stuff to get finalized. And now things are going by pretty quick, as far as, claims, but that's kind of par for the course with, because they went through and they got rid of a lot of the backlog. But as was the previous gentleman, I'm sorry, I'm using my phone, so I can't see names. The last guy that was just talking,
yeah.
I had a doctor that I've had for 7-8 years now. He just retired. He was a retired Navy lieutenant commander, I think, and probably the best doctor I ever had. He was thorough. I could be late I'm sorry. If I had an appointment at 8 o'clock, I wasn't going to get in to see him until 9, because he was going to see he did not let you leave his office until you had all your concerns addressed. All right. But he also had 2,000 patients that he had to see at the VA, because here in our area, there was only a handful of doctors and 20,000+ people to go to our little VA clinic. So he retired, so now I don't know. I've only met my new doctor once, so I don't know what kind of situation that's going to be. It kind of runs in cycles, to where the better the care, the better things are being taken care of at the VA, the more people are going to use it. The more people are going to use it, the harder the VA doctors are going to have to work, and the more burnout they're going to get. So they're going to get rid of the really talented people that should be in those positions. They're going to get burnout. They're going to retire. They're going to quit. They're going to move somewhere else. Then we're going to get people that are looking for a paycheck. And then it's going to be, going to go back to the crappy care. Everybody's going to have the same crappy care. People aren't going to want to go. It's cyclical, I think is the word. It's like the weather in Texas. Wait 5 minutes, it's going to change. So, but that's how I've experienced it. So.
Right now, the thing here's the thing. I'm going to throw this to all three of you, but don't jump on top of each other here. All right, I know what you Navy and Air Force are like. Now, do you believe that to avoid all the issues that are going on, is that because I know for a fact before you leave the armed forces, you get like your pre-exit medical. And if you've had any type of medical issues previously, or you've had ongoing issues, medical issues, that comes up in that pre fucking discharge medical. Do you think that like the VA should be present and they should be there when you go through that last medical that you have in the military? So basically what they're doing, they're building a bridge between serving, or, regardless of, if it was in the 70s, 80s, 90s or present, is that there should be a bridge between your last medical as an active service going into civilian life, therefore already opening the door to the VA system. So basically you can then, start going up those steps, so to speak. Go for it.
I don't know about anybody else, but I had no medical at discharge.
Oh, snap.
Neither did I. But I did have a medical chief sit there and ask me if I wanted anything before I left, just because I was in the middle of cross-rating to corpsman. So, that was because of a personal relationship, not because of my military.
So you both didn't have a medical. What about you? What about you, Emma, man?
Well, I mean, I was medically separated, so I was already in that. Yeah. So mine was. I got when I was discharged, they sent me to civilian doctors who were going through all of my, everything that was claimed on my for my disability sheet, and which the doctor that I saw is now my primary care physician, civilian primary care physician, because I only go to the VA for VA things that I'm rated for.
Yeah. Oh, you're in trouble.
I'm always in trouble.
Another comment regarding part of the VA care that Emma Man's mentioned is that one thing you have to, if you want more than a 15-minute doctor's visit during any of your, you have to special request ahead of time that you're given a 30-minute window. So to be able to actually have a more proper and appropriate care. But then it just comes down to what they actually put into your records after your visit. That, they don't put everything in, then, it really messes up the records. Personal experience.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like I'm glad that I've had you guys on here. I'm glad that Squid was here, because all of you have one thing in common. You've had issues going through the system to actually get help in regards of underlying medical issues while serving, and that when people go on about, oh, you should do this, or you should do that, or you should go and talk to this person, to circumvent the system. At the end of the day, the information's out there. The link is at the bottom here, and there are going to be people out there who are going to listen to this, and they're going to totally ignore the fact that 4 people have spoken about how they went through from serving, went through the system, and it's taken God knows how many years for some people and God knows how many years for other people. And to me, it sounds like that the VA system has become worse and worse and worse instead of better in supporting their troops. Now, I mean, like if you had say, for example, 100 people from different arms of service going to the same thing, saying the same thing, and they're not getting the support, the more people shout out or the more people speak up, maybe the VA system, maybe the government will go, well, hang on a minute, we've thrown them into the meat grinder, we've thrown them down range, now they're out, that's not our responsibility. We all can agree on that. It's like when you're in that, underneath that big umbrella, you're in the system, so they have to pay attention, they have to look after you. But the moment you sign that dotted line and you leave and you're no longer under that umbrella, you suddenly become a statistic. But when you're serving, right, you are part of that machine. But as soon as you stop serving, you then become a statistic, and that is not right. If they expect us to march in column, go down range, and God knows what else they want us to do, they put us through training. Yes, I admit, we signed that dotted line. We decided to join up. We decided to put the uniform on, right? However, they have a responsibility of duty of care to look after the troops after they've left service. That's why all these organizations exist. So why the VA is like, there's a very easy system where you can sign up or find out if you're eligible, you're entitled to it. But it seems to me they're just putting a door in front of a door, in front of a door, in front of a door. But no one is talking about it. No one. Tonight is probably the first time I have actually understood and heard from people who have gone through the fucking meat grinder to get eligibility. So yeah, but remember, there are going to be people who are going to go, oh, they're full of shit, they don't know what to talk. Ignore them. Oh, he's gone. Where's he gone? Come back, Eric. Ignore them, because I have learned more from you guys tonight than I have in general. Oh, he's back. 1 second, he's back. So feel free to respond to what I've just said.
True. Here it is. The thing of it is yes, it's a quagmire, but depending on where you're at, where you're located, who your representative was getting, whatever it is, you can still walk into a VA hospital, no matter what your rating is, no matter what your injuries were. You can still get emergency care and then get follow-up. The problem is, and I'm going to hit this nail really hard on the head, the system is overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Especially in my state. It is Florida. I want to say it. We have a very large population of veterans who retire in Tampa because of MacDill Air Force Base. We have the Jacksonville Naval Air Station. We have the Pensacola Naval Air Station. The system is overwhelmed. It's still operating like we only have World War II vets. They haven't taken into consideration how many people have joined. The one hospital that's in Gainesville is the second oldest VA hospital on record. And it serves South Georgia, 50 miles south of Atlanta, all the way just north of Tampa. Parts of Mississippi, parts of Alabama, parts of the Carolinas. The system is overwhelmed. And
there
just
was also Mayport and NAS Cecil Field, Naval Air Station Cecil Field. But because I was at Cecil Field with my squadron. But yeah, the VA is overrun, and you have one actual doctor whose liability insurance covers 15 to 20 underlings, basically physician's assistants, nurse practitioners, and things like that. And yeah, to have proper oversight, there is none. And yeah, and many of the facilities are basically recycled from the Civil War, for example, to be used as VA hospitals. But they used to be, like up in New York, Canandaigua, New York. That's an old Civil War fort, and that's part of the problem with a lot of the hospitals and facilities. I mean, there are some newer ones like the outpatient clinic here in Austin, but the nearest hospital is, you won't understand this over there across the pond, but the nearest hospital on a good day is a 2-hour drive. And that's at 80 miles an hour. So, yeah.
That's
part
insane.
of what they need more. They have a problem, and they do have a program called community care where you can get health care through the community, but the process is overwhelming. And on top of that, it's only the, as you call them, the general practitioner that you see. Any specialist or anything else, you have to go back to the VA to get their permission to go out to someone, to go to see someone else.
Right. Okay, I didn't know that.
I mean, you still get all the pharmacy stuff to the VA, but some of that's on backlog too, because it has to, they only have like maybe 3 or 4 central hubs for the pharmacy stuff, and they don't keep the stuff. I mean,
you don't get it for 3 weeks.
90% of my stuff has to come out of Tennessee, and I'm in Texas. So,
So do you think that the problem has quadrupled due to the fact since 9/11, since the operational tours since 9/11? Do you think it's the people who ask for help is increased?
There's been an increase since 9/11, but I believe that and those that are post 9/11 veterans, they're given a different level of care than everyone that's pre 9/11.
Right. Okay. Wow. Okay. I didn't. That's interesting.
Yeah. And the thing of it is it all goes back to the system is too small for what they're trying to handle right now.
Right. So why are they not contacting organizations such like charities. Like, I mean, for example, over here we've got, like I was saying, we've got SAFA, we've got combat stress, and yeah, the big difference is over here,
Liability.
right? But over here we've got the National Health Service.
Yeah.
Maybe that's also some. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to like say something to piss people off, but over in the States, you've got you have to pay for medical cover, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Whereas over
Yeah.
here, we've got the National Health Service, which is fucking being overrun anyway. But it's maybe like something system like the National Health Service that we've got should be implemented over in the States, where people can get help without worrying, oh God, I got to go here, I got to do this, I got to pay this, I got to pay that. I've heard about
Basically, what the
members.
VA is government-ran health service
Mm-hmm.
versus going to the civilian. I mean, yeah, in a way, there are some advantages to the universal health system.
Right.
Canada, there are some advantages as it's automatically paid, it's automatically deducted. You don't hardly see anything as part of your taxes. The downside, which is why a lot of people come to the United States for care and regular private health cares, is that the level of care plus the time to be seen, because that's one of the biggest delays with the VA.
Yeah.
Is that it can take 6 months to 3 years to be seen for something, versus the standard health care. You could be schedule an appointment within 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah, and to also talk about that, I told you my primary care doctor is the guy who did my went through my when I separated from the Air Force. But I asked him about because it just popped up, like, hey, you did this, you did my exams when I got out. Do you still partner with the VA and are you part of the community care? Because I'm tired of waiting 9 months to a year just to see a doctor when I need to go in and get my meds adjusted or something like that, and he said, well, he was doing it, but the contractor that handles the money, the payouts for those visits, they quit paying they don't always pay their bills. So
right, okay.
Yeah, so he didn't get his money, so he had to quit that service. Now he still takes TRICARE, because I don't know if other guys on the panel, if they remember when TRICARE came on board. TRICARE, when they came on board, they didn't pay their bills either. 30 years later, they're paying their bills, so people use them. But the community, the Optum folks, they weren't paying their bills like they should. So it's a not saying that you're just making it too narrow a reasoning, or just not asking a wide enough question as to why don't you just do this. There's so many different avenues of why people don't want to do it, as opposed to why don't we do it. Twice burnt. You burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice, shame on me.
Yeah. And the thing is, while you've been saying that, I thought this thought just fucking crossed my mind. How many people who have served, who are struggling because of disabilities or because of injuries they sustained while serving, have seen what goes on and have basically said, "Nah, I'm not going to go through that." But and the problem is you got a lot of people who abuse the system. You got people who in the last 20 years, the last 30 years, who just played the game, especially after the pandemic. But the problem is you've got people who've served in the 80s, 90s, and the last 26 years, who've gone, well, I've seen what's happened to other people. Fuck that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go through that headache. I'm not going to go through that nightmare because I've got like a 10% chance of getting any help. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe, when you haven't got confidence in your system and you haven't got confidence in the medical system, you're going to have a lot of people sitting in the corners struggling or suffering because of the system itself. So something should be done. I know I'm not going to say his name. A few months ago, a friend of mine decided to call up the regiment. He called up his old regiment and said, "Look, I got discharged." And they were like, "Oh shit!" Panic, because people over here starting to implement the American version of like, "I'm going to sue you." And he just turned around and he said, "Look, if you don't give me advice or you don't show me who I can contact, I'm going to let you. The next person you're going to be talking to is my lawyer." And then suddenly he was getting the help. He was directed to a certain organization, which I'm not going to name. He contacted them, and then within 6 weeks, he had his first appointment. And then now he's been what do you call it? He's been diagnosed as disabled, and he's now getting disability. Rightly so, because at the end of the day, but what about the people who are too scared to even attempt to register? I mean, like, they go onto that website, your website for VA website.
Spawn, there's a big problem. A lot of the people don't make it because that's part of the 24 a day that take their own lives.
Yeah,
that's how bad it has gotten. And the help, they put on a great show with some of this stuff for the VA. Call this number or dial 988 and press 2 or press 7 or whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
Talking to a complete stranger when you're in crisis, be it financial, be it mental, be it physical, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't help.
No.
And the other thing is, you were asking, why don't they use outside entities? It's because these outside entities, other medical facilities, want more money. I've got medical bills from the University of Florida Emergency Room Department from 3 years ago that the VA has not paid.
Does that fall back on you then if they don't pay?
No, it doesn't, because here's the thing. The University of Florida is under federal contract with the VA.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But that hospital, that VA hospital, has a lifelong contract with the University Medical Center right across the street. It used to that hospital at the University of Florida used to be number one in the country.
Right.
But they've gone downhill because the federal government across the street has fallen apart, and all the good doctors that were in the VA and at the University of Florida have all gone to Tampa.
Right. I'm gonna ask you a question because I just because my mate is watching this and he lives over in Dubai. He's just asked me a question to ask you three. Do people go abroad to get medical treatment? Like, do they go to Canada or do they go abroad to get medical treatment?
Personally, I don't know anybody, but I've heard of some people that have had the money to go to Mexico for cancer treatment. As far as Canada, no.
Right.
Veterans specifically, no, but others, I've known that have gone to Mexico. I've heard of a couple that have gone to Mexico for the medications or things that are cheaper that on the civilian side. But as far as VA part of any veterans, I haven't. Most of them just end up passing away in the hallways or are part of the 24.
Mm-hmm. Shit. What about Ammo Man? What do you do? What about you?
Pretty much it's the same. I mean, most of us. When I was living in Texas, people would run down to Mexico to get meds.
Yeah.
But nobody
Nobody can afford
none of the people that I know go outside the country for medical treatment. For one, because it's just the cost of doing that just to go there is not that's not sustainable now. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, that was a very interesting
That
question.
you
I
get
mean, like,
charged if
Yeah.
you have the illegal, if you have the drugs from Mexico instead of from the U.S. The criminal
They snatch it at the
charges
border.
associated don't make it any easier.
yeah. Well, I mean, guys, we like, obviously we've been at this for an hour and a half, and I'm going to start closing down because obviously doesn't, you know. But if you've got any last words to say, each of you, please say. And if you've got any advice for anyone out there, look, I'm not like someone who, you know, does this all the time. The thing is, I've been asked over multiple weeks to cover this, and because obviously the system over in the United States is completely different than it is over here in the UK, you know, and the fact that I'm surprised that you guys didn't have a medical on your discharge. But anyway, because the thing is, right, one thing I do know, the reason we have medicals is because they don't want to have the liability. You know,
Can't sue the federal government.
exactly. And so basically, like, I thought, you know what, I'm going to cover this. I'm going to get people on who are going through the VA system, and instead of hearing on the second accounts or third accounts or fourth accounts or whatever, hear it from the horse's mouth. I'm not saying that you're horses, probably the two, you know, I mean, yeah. But it's only fair. It's only fair. I mean, there's, you know, like Squid, you, Rob, you know, Ammo Man, Eric. You are four of quite a few people I know who are veterans. You know, there's other veterans like SMN, you know, Roy and other people. But what? So we'll start at the top. We'll go with Robert first, then Ammo Man, and then Eric. So what are your closing words in regards of this?
My final words to anybody that's out there that's wanting health care through the VA. And even if you don't have your service rating, you need to get a reputable veteran service officer or get somewhere where you know and you understood that people know what they're doing to help you out. Do not go to a third party. Do not go to an attorney. Don't do that. Stay with people that are veterans themselves that know how the system works so that they can help you get off on the right foot. And be patient, which is not very easy to do as a veteran.
Thank you. Ammo Man?
yeah, I mean, although I will say to him, you know, we are well versed in hurry up and wait, but so one of my a piece of advice from me is, I know in the state I live in, which I live in Florida too, every county has a VSO working at the county level, and so we have one in our tag office. So if you have questions, look in your area, no matter where you are, because the states have stuff that, you know, everybody doesn't know about. So there might be people there that can help you guide and avoid the pitfalls of doing what, you know, we've already found out the hard way. But yeah, but don't, no matter how hard it looks, it's not hard enough to give up. There's always somewhere to turn for help, even if it's reaching back out to Spawn. And if I'll say this now, if anybody wants to talk about anything while I'm not an expert, if you reach out to Spawn will reach out to my wife or to myself, and he put you in touch with me, and I can, if nothing else, I can find I can help you find some place to turn to, because we have to take care of each other, because Uncle Sam does not give a shit anymore. Not that he ever did.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much. And well, okay. Yeah. So if you live in Florida or anything, and you need some advice, let me know, and I'll pass your information on to Ammo Man. Eric, your turn.
Okay, there. Yeah, I got a few things. First, walk away from the Fanta table and head straight to the Dr. Pepper. But
Say fucking what?
Stay away from the Fanta, drink the Dr. Pepper.
Good answer.
But one, if they're still active duty, like the process that was available for squid, take advantage of it. Get signed up with the VA early, especially because that's one thing with the U.S. government is they're constantly changing what is allowed, what has caught what. In some cases, things that don't happen don't affect your health to 20 to 30 years after your service are still service related because of what, there was asbestos on my ship. And my nose was up in it. So, good luck to the VA. It's just getting the VA to recognize it. Two, once you are in the VA system, be hyper vigilant on your health records. They make it easy to get online, My Healthy Vet, or they got it through the the VA's website now. Be hyper vigilant on your records of what the doctors and anyone else is putting in them, and don't be afraid to have them corrected if there's an issue. Because I've had things misappropriately put into my records just to make the individuals look better, to so-called earn their paychecks.
Mm-hmm.
One of them involved a chaplain. But anyway, I won't go into that story right now. I've covered it elsewhere, I believe. But anyways, and there are VSOs in almost, as far as I know, in every county in the United States. But when reaching out to a VSO, a county VSO, or any VSO with VFW, the Legion, AMVETS, DAV, try to reach out and look for a Facebook group or whatever to find out the reputation of that VSO. They may be so overwhelmed. They may be, because they are Legion or they are VFW, they may only like to help certain veterans from certain eras, certain conflicts and wars.
Yeah.
So they're not as prone to be helpful to someone of your era. Granted, we're running into a lot more post 9/11 vets, and yeah, you definitely jump on anything you can, because the way the government runs it.
Sorry, I was laughing at you.
Yeah, Robert. But pre 9/11, a lot of us older vets. Yeah. One thing I found, and I didn't even know about it for the longest time. Otherwise, I probably would have started signing up with the VA sooner, and in a state that was that had better health care as far as the VA goes. Is there is an income eligibility level that you don't have to be service connected to sign up. So, in the U.S. So if that is in some ways better than state-sponsored Medicaid, state-sponsored Medicaid will cover dental. The VA doesn't, unless you've had your teeth blown out. Then the VA will cover your dental. But although I think that's supposedly changing a little bit here, but shortly. But,
okay, quick.
That's pretty much. But most of the rest of it you can get through Medicaid. Might as well go through the VA and not have to jump through the other government hoops.
Hi, Heidi. Right. Okay. Quick question of interest. Now that you've, you guys have said that, first of all, I would like to thank all of you that came on the panel tonight to talk about your own experiences with the VA. This is not, this is more of an educational stream tonight, because obviously I got asked over the last few weeks about it. What do I know? Can I do some research and stuff like that? Look, there is a website out there that's linked at the bottom, that you can see at the bottom, and it's www.dav.org. Okay. Now, you can, that's if you're a veteran who wants to sign up for support from VA. Now, at the end of the day, okay, all right, if you just need to trust yourself to do the right thing and sign up and go through the system, all right? Remember, you're not alone, right? There are many, many veterans out there who've gone through the same thing. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm a bit surprised that you guys have to go through these. It's like swimming in a sea of sharks with a scratch on your leg. This is phenomenal, and this is the reason I wanted to do this tonight. Okay, is because of actually showing people what it's like. Where's that noise? Who's not muted? What it's like to be on the other end of the stick. Okay, so you've met 4 veterans tonight, 3 from the Navy, 1 RAF, one US Air Force. My apologies. You fucking kid.
Kick his butt.
Yeah, right. And obviously they all had their different eras when they served. They all served different periods, and you have to remember, okay, that once you leave that umbrella of when you were serving, right, you won't have that umbrella of protection that you had before. So you need to stand up for yourself. You need to talk to other veterans, get advice, go and talk to your welfare officers in what's it called, voluntary reserve groups and stuff like that. Over here in the UK, we've got SAFA, which covers most. Oh, wait a minute, who keeps on jumping out? Oh, there you go, he's back. Oh, he's back. And we got SAFA. Okay, that's the main group. Then you've got the British Royal Legion. The British Royal Legion have turned more into a fucking colossal pain in the ass, to be honest with you. Right? You'd literally have to give blood to get help from them. But at the end of the day, stop it, guys. At the end of the day, you know, it's sorry, they're picking on me in private chat. All right, it's just fucking arsehole. Fucking Navy. No, when you join the Navy, you're short ass git. Anyway, so you've got the Royal British Legion. You can contact them, but SAFA is better than the Royal British Legion. Then you've got combat stress. If you've been diagnosed with PTSD from service, then get hold of combat stress. Combat stress are a fantastic group, and they will look after you. And you don't have to worry that you have to jump through hurdles. And one thing I can say for anyone who served in the British Armed Forces, you are entitled to contact the Army Careers Office, or the oh god, what's it called? Not Army Careers Office, Army Personnel Centre. What am I talking about? Army Personnel Centre up in Glasgow. Right, your information is freely available online, so you can just type in Army Personnel Centre Glasgow, and you can request your medical documents all the way back. Now, the biggest issue you have to remember for anyone who has served, regardless in the United States or in the UK, okay, before they came in electronically, they used to have everything on paper. So most of your documents, say if you joined prior to 2000, 98 to 2000, everything was on paper. So you have to write in, request your medical docs. All right, all your medical docs will then come up. If you have anything missing, you question it. Especially over here in the UK, you question it, get all your medical docs, then go to your doctors and hand those then give them a copy and say, here's my medical docs from when I served. This is what got a problem. Because right now here in the United Kingdom, there's a big freaking thing going on about hearing, tinnitus and everything else. So if you've got hearing issues or anything else, then talk to your doctors, right? Because, I don't know if it's true. I'm not even going to get involved in it. The hearing protection, you used to have these little lugs, little nibbles. And what you used to do is stick them in your ear, right? But before that, you just had normal ear defense. So you need to get your medical docs, right? You are legally entitled to have your military docs, right? And someone mentioned about doctors writing stuff into your medical docs. Now, I had a couple of occasions where I had to go to the doctors and they put FTA. FTA stands for failed to arrive or fail to attend. And I contacted them and I said, how can I fail to attend when I actually attended? And so that's the problem, because you've got secretaries or receptionists acting like nurses, which they're not. Okay, so you need, this is for the UK only, you need to make absolutely sure that you confirm 100%. All right, if you phone up and say, oh, I can't make it, can I make a new appointment? You have to do that at least 2 days before your appointment. Okay. But there you go. Over in the States, it's a different ball game. But hopefully tonight's stream was educational for everybody, irregardless of who you are, irregardless if you like us or you don't. I don't care. It was basically giving these guys and lady, giving these guys a platform to talk about their experiences with the VA. And that's what's more important, is hearing the stories from individuals, from fellow veterans who had to jump the hurdles, had to walk through that minefield blindfolded, had to deal with all the bureaucracy and the red tape and everything else. So on that note, very quickly, I'm going to just turn around to these three Japs and ask them if they got anything else to say, and then we'll go into the question time, and then we'll call it a night. Ladies.
Ladies, you're the head woman.
Hey, shut up! You assaulted me with a Fanta comment.
Well,
all the sheep call him Daddy.
Hi, Dad. My last comment is this: anybody in the state of Florida, Ammo Man
is a cock. What?
Okay, prick. There's the feather off the bird, because you don't deserve the whole thing tonight.
Ooh, snap! It's not my fault. It's not my fault the tip gets wet when I go for a pee.
State GAV office is in Gainesville, Florida. And this is for anybody in the state of Florida that may be listening. Past president of the state and past president of national DAV. His name is Thomas. 3 weeks ago, I talked my brother-in-law into going to see him. My brother-in-law served in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Scout Ranger with the sniper teams. He was at 0%. He is now at 60% and climbing because of that man and his team. If you are in the state of Florida and you are having problems, call the state DAV office in Gainesville, Florida. Thomas they're only open 3 days a week because they have to go to Jacksonville and play ball over there as well. So call them. They will bend over backwards. And like I said, my brother-in-law was at 0% 3 weeks ago, and he's now at 60% and climbing. That's all I got to say. Oh, and orange Dr. Pepper's better than Dr. Pepper.
Hey, now, Cherry Dr. Pepper ain't too bad, though.
No, shut up, you freaking... Listen.
I hope the Queen hits you with that cast iron skillet that I'm going to send you.
Robert,
do you know what? All fucking three of you, I hope that one day you have a fucking itch and your arms are in fucking plaster cast and they're too short to fucking scratch. I tell you. Bastards. Anyway. Yeah, Squid, thank you again, Squid. Thank you very much for coming on tonight and giving your side. I'm really, really proud of all four of you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for, giving your side of what it's like to be with the VA, even though they're picking on me with this fantasy shit. But anyway, I
prefer Dr. Pepper.
I swear to God, I'm going to mute you in a minute. Oh wait! Oh no! No, sorry. Anyway, God dang it! Right, if anyone in chat has got any questions for anyone on the panel, please ask now, or forever hold your peace. And we'll give it a couple of minutes to allow people to ask. Yuck and like orange. Oh God, my fave. Oh, my fave. Hi, sweetheart. By the way, hello everybody. I'm sorry that we went straight into this. Squid? Oh, much fucking! I hope that the weights are too.
Peace. Me prefer to smoke on peace pipe.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, let's get back onto fucking topic. Like enough. Full. Fuck it. Right, let's go. Let's ask questions.
Tomfoolery.
That's the word I was looking for. Thank you very much. So, if anyone's got any questions for the panel, especially for these three, and Squid's still here in chat, ask away, and I'll give it a couple of minutes, and then we'll call it a night. But just while you guys are thinking of a question to ask, and please make sure that you go at whoever you want to ask the question. Just so you know, the link to the VA website is at the bottom. You just click on it and it will open up, and then you'll be, it's self-explanatory. So, any questions for any of these? I can't believe they fucking fan that. Do you know, actual fact, while we're waiting for questions, do you know that I actually tried some what was it? Sprite the other day. My husband trying to get his medicals records from 99, still haven't found them. Anyone want to answer that one?
That all depends on where he served. You should be able to contact his old unit, find out where the records are at. I can't remember, but there's a clearinghouse somewhere. I think it was Louisiana. I can't be 100%, but there's a storage facility for all of them. They've all probably gone digital by now. The DAV could probably help out.
Well, I do know that like the government have to keep records of people's documents for a certain period of time, and then they become archived. Archive doesn't mean they destroy them; they just archive them. So my suggestion to you, Mama Karma, is get your husband to contact his, like Robert's saying, like his last unit he served in, right? And to obviously he will need his rank, name, regimental number, and any details that he would need to verify his existence in that unit, and then the dates from to when he joined, when he served, and when he left, and then basically contact the. We lost someone.
VSO can also find them.
Yeah. Did we just lose someone?
Not me this time.
Yeah, ammo.
Oh, we lost ammo, man. All right.
Wasn't me.
Mama Karma, get a hold of a veteran service officer.
I'll send you a new link.
Something like that. They should be able to find it. Make sure you got his DD-214 and all his information from discharge. And like I said, go to a reputable VSO. Do your research on them. Some of them are really good. Some of them not so good.
Right. I mean, that's the best thing you can do is what Robert just said, and also what I said. You know, you got both ways to deal with that. I hope that helps. I hope that information helps.
And since like the 70s, the service number has been a social security number here in the U.S. So it's not. But yeah, basically just names, social security number, and approximate time of service, at least months in the year. They can usually find stuff. I know the big fire they had for like Army records or something like that happened back in the 70s. So from that archive, but everything else should be pretty well kept up, if not almost digital these days. Because I know the first time I got my records, because I asked for complete records, including my service record, they sent it to me on microfiche. So
there is a possibility of finding that information. Mama Karma, that's the best. I don't know. I mean, that's the best information. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, if he belongs to like a DAV or something, or a American Legion, they should be able to help him out with that.
I think even county clerk's office has access to help request the records from an archive.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because that's one thing. Because that's one thing that was an option when I was discharged, or actually when I enlisted. When I enlisted, there was an option to say, when you are discharged, where do you want your a copy of your certificate of discharge, the DD 214, to be sent to? What county and state? And if he started in 1990, that probably was an option to him as well.
Mm.
Also, you had to register your DD 214 in your hometown. It was certified, and that way, that was usually the town you were discharged to. So
you guys got quite an interesting system over there. But Mama Kama, I hope that information helped. And he was Air Force. There you go, Ammo Man. Maybe you know, being no. Right. Are there any more questions from anyone in the panel? Not the panel, in chat. Not that there's many of you, but you know. And like I said, tonight was educational. It was a learning experience, that's for sure. And having various different accounts of the tribulation, the head ups. Fucking hell, I can't think. All the fucking hiccups and hurdles and everything else you have to go through, but now you've heard it from 4 veterans. Okay, 4 different variations of issues they went through, also different time spans when they served. So hopefully this helped show you a side of the true side of you know, what it's like.
And I'll honestly say, in the U.S., the VAs, some are good, many are not so good. So it's kind of hit and miss with what you get when you get there, and some of it's based upon when you serve. So those that might catch us later. You know, all you can do is just go and try.
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm absolutely fucking gobsmacked. I mean, to hear you 3, you know, you 4, you know, you guys and Squid. I mean, this is the best perfect example of when you leave. That's it. You're out on the cold.
yeah, and that's why I said earlier on, there has to be some sort of system in place so these people that are being discharged aren't hung out to dry.
Yeah. I mean, even
the class said, okay, you know, my class, it was like, okay, if you're being medically or if you're being, you know, you're being discharged for whatever reason, other than honorable, whatever, blah, 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 you know, honorably medical discharge, discharge, you know, honorably, whatever. And this was the guy behind the podium. He said, good luck, go see the VA. It's in your contract, but we don't have to help you. There has to be something. There has to be a stopgap. There has to be something to fill that in.
Yeah. I mean,
the problem is our government is too focused on other things. I mean, yeah, there has been some things to help improve the VA and overall. I mean, you know, including they've got more facilities now. They're so proud of, but you know, there needs to be a higher priority placed on it, but unfortunately there's been too much of a high priority placed on other political issues that
yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, here's the thing that gets me, right? Not sure if you guys have ever done this. I went to a regimental do, and we had the president and the vice president of the regimental association. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have that over there. And I was sitting at a table with the vice president of the regimental association, and I could hear him over. I'm not going to go into it who it was, but he was talking about a case of one of the guys from the regiment who left after, was it 5 years? You know, he got discharged, and they were talking about, you know, what they could do to help him. And I was sitting there and I was like going, why is the regimental association helping this guy when there's other organizations out there who're supposed to do it. So if you've got a regimental association and you belong to that regimental association group or club, right? There's a reason why it's called a regimental association. It's basically everyone who served in that battalion or that division. You know, it's like that. You know, if you were para, if you were infantry, if you were Royal Marine, or if you're RAF, you'll have regimental associations or squadron associations or battery associations, whatever. Right? It's contact them as well because they have clout.
Unfortunately, we don't have.
And they do
those
have
here.
a few here in the U.S. for certain. I think like the 82nd Airborne or the 101st. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got a
specialized
couple of
units.
them out there that are for certain units. Unfortunately, not for all because there's so many units. The U.S. is so big. But yeah, that's why you have things like AMVES, the American Legion, the VFW, and DAV.
Yeah,
Disabled American Veterans.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
My experiences with DAV haven't been as great as everyone else's, but like I said, it's all in who you meet and what their attitudes are.
Yeah, but the thing is, it doesn't stop people from creating an association. All you need is permission from the battalion.
It's there's a lot, and I can't. I see a lot of roadblocks being thrown up, honestly, because when my father was in charge of the battalion, or he was battalion commander in Germany of the artillery unit, and everybody wanted to just get together and make like a club, so a club of the people in the battalion.
Yeah.
There was so much red tape, and I remember my dad telling this when I was older. There was so much red tape, and they just wanted to do it on the base in Stuttgart.
Yeah,
And they were told no. They were told no by the Department of Defense because it couldn't be regulated by the Department of Defense. They just wanted a club.
Actual fact, funny you say that. When I was stationed in Germany,
my squadron unit base, my unit, my base, my aircraft carrier, those are all no more. So who am I going to get permission from?
Exactly.
Yeah, true. I mean, funny you say that. There was when I was stationed in Germany, we had to go down to a training area in Germany, and while we were there, me and a couple of other guys got invited to the US AAF artillery fucking unit. I think they were an artillery unit. I can't remember. And they were at the time they were stationed. Where were they? I think it was Dempsey Barracks, or was it Barker Barracks? One of the two. And we got invited to their regimental do. And when we turned up, it was absolutely gobsmacking. And that was when I accidentally, on purpose, walked into the PX. And I just wanted to see what your PX was like compared to our NAFI. And mate, I walked in there empty-handed, and I walked out with 2 big fucking shopping bags full of stuff. So I fucking tortured shit that I could use on exercise.
You didn't visit the commissary.
Oh no, I did. I did. I went down. Long story. I went down to U.S. Air Force Base Ramstein, and I went to the commissary there. And the first time I fucking walked in there, I saw this donut thing, and I thought, oh fuck it, I'll go and have some donuts. Fucking Ammo Man's gonna like this. So I walk over, and to the right there was Popeyes. To the left there was some fucking bank shit. And I walk over to this donut thing, and I look down, and I saw these cinnamon cakes with cream on, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll have some of them." And she said, "Oh yeah, you get 12 for this and this." And I went, "Yeah, no problem." So I sat down, had a coffee, and I ate all 12 of these baby fucking cinnamon cakes, and I was like, yummy. So I've still got this coffee, so I get back up. Obviously, I had to change money into dollars, and I walked back up, and I said, "How much are those big ones?" And she went, so and so, and I went, "Okay, can I have 2 of those, please?" And I ate those fucking 2, and I walked, and she just went, "You're crazy! How many fucking like?" She just looked at me like if I was from a different planet. And then I went from there into Popeyes, got myself a Popeye meal. What number was it? 4, I think. Fucking Popeye, fucking. surf fries and all that shit. I had that, and the friends who were with me just looked at me and go, "Where the fuck is that food going? You've had 12 mini fucking cinnamon donuts. You've had 2 big fucking donuts, cinnamon cakes. Now you had Popeyes." And I went, "What else is in this place?" And yeah, we walked around. I bought a couple of bits and bobs that, and then we went into the big, what do you call it? The commissary, the store, the shop, where you've got all your fresh food, and I'm walking past the till, and this guy's looking at me like, "Who the fuck are you?" There's me, a big fucking t-shirt with Union Jack, half Union Jack with the Welsh flag, and then fucking, British Army on the fucking left-hand chest. And I walk past, smile at him, he smiles back, and I look down, and I see the fucking GoPros, and I went and I bought 2 GoPros instantly. Yeah, so I've been to a commissary. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, I gotta get out of here. I've got an early day in the morning.
Yeah, but can I just say thank you very much for all 4 of you. I mean, Squid's not here at the moment, but thank you very much for coming on.
Take your Fanta when you leave.
Say what?
I was telling Robert not to forget his Fanta when he leaves.
Oh no! That's for the gentleman, the Welshman.
Shut
and
up.
His sheep.
Shut up.
Because
Shut up.
I understand
Shut up.
the sheep are
Shut
really liking the
Shut up.
Fanta.
Listen, do you know what? I'm going to ask Kasha to give you a tissue. So after you take your face for a shit, you got something to wipe your mouth. Ooh, 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 tiggle.
No, that's for you.
Oh,
that's for the horse you rode in on.
Okay.
And this is for the dog that followed the horse that ate the horse shit.
Wait a minute, the horse, the fucking horse. I don't call it a horse, I call it a pony.
Well, you would. You're so short.
Ooh, in the heart.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, mate. Thanks for being here. Right, are you right? Okay, you guys shooting off as well, so I can close down.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out. It's time for me to get some beauty sleep.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're gonna need a lot of that, fella. No, sorry.
Yeah, well, we all don't have to impress sheep now, do we?
Oh, snap. Do you want tucking in?
Nope.
No, he's got to go impress the gators.
Oh God.
The fuck I do.
Do you know? Yeah, I'm gonna get Robert. I tell you, fucking. No, wait a minute. Eric started it with a Fanta.
I started it by saying, "F the Fanta," it's Dr. Pepper time.
Oh God. This is
person, not Fanta.
Good. What's that? Water, tap water.
Might as well be. It's Diet Coke stuff.
Diet Coke's good for you. It's good for your hips.
Hey, I'm not gonna live forever, but I'm gonna last forever.
Yeah, same. When I fucking died, my blood group was gonna be Dr. Pepper. Oh shit.
All right, y'all have a good night.
All right, you take care. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it.
Sir, appreciate the invite. All right, bye, y'all.
Bye. Take care. You still here? There you go. Wrong button.
I'm still here. I finally got my voice back, and
there he goes. Anyway, Eric, it's your time to leave as well, because I'm gonna call it a night.
all right, yeah. Take care.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't forget to eat your Yeeties.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I did tell you one day you're going to be on here.
Yeah, took a while. Catch you later.
Yeah, okay.
I'll catch you over on the chat side.
Absolutely. You take care, fella. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. Oh, well, there you go, guys. What a fantastic stream. Having 4 veterans on here from various different backgrounds, various different lengths of service, talking about the nightmare with the VA. Like I said, this was just an educational thing, and I think it was about time that this was done. It's basically to hear it from actual veterans who are going through the system. So I wish them all for good luck, and I appreciate them being here, and thank you very much for being here. And before we call it a night, I've got a song coming your way. So what we're going to do, we're going to play a very nice tune. And also, just so you know, I am now on Rumble. So go and check it out. It's SpawnTroopers Live. So if you got a Rumble account, go and give us a follow on there. And at some point, once I figure out how to get everything done, we will be going live over there once in a while, and we'll be streaming over there as well. So 1 second. Get you my link. So if you got, obviously this is because of what happened, with YouTube. But I'm still going to carry on with YouTube. I do apologize for the late stream, but it was something I had planned for the last quite a while, actually. So there you go. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And remember, the link for the VA healthcare, okay, is www.dav.org. The information links are in the description of this live stream for tonight. And again, to all the panel, thank you so much for being here. And let's go and play that song, shall we? So just for you guys, I'm going to play that tune. So you got a nice tune to listen to before we call it a night.
Yeah. Batman in the shadows, Superman can fly, Spider-Man be swinging way up high across the sky. There's Iron Man in armor and there's Aquaman at sea, but there's one they never talk about, and that's a mystery. There's Ant-Man getting tiny, there's the Flash who's running fast, there's a dozen different mans who always finish first or last, but buried in the background of the superhero clan was a fizzy little secret called Dr. Pepperman. He wasn't rich or famous, didn't have a master plan, just a fridge full of ambition and a half-cracked soda can. Oh, Dr. Pepperman, nobody knew his name, lost inside the comments, comes an internet fame. Scrolling through the madness, it was driving him insane, till the day the doctor ran out of his drink again. Oh, Dr. Pepperman, bubble went down when the last drop fizzled, something else came out from the cans of chaos that the fans began to send. He snapped, he cracked, became the Fantastic Fan. The YouTube crowds were wildin', every comment took a swing. React to this, debunk that, explain everything. No peace, no quiet moment, just the noise inside his head, and the doctor's sacred beverage completely, totally dead. No Dr. Pepper left to guide him, not a single drop in sight, just a mountain made of orange cans stacked higher every night. Thousands sent by subscribers with a slightly twisted plan. Drink it all for content, they all screamed at Pepperman. He stared into the orange glow, said this was not the plan. Then he cracked the first can open and became another man. Oh, Dr. Pepperman, fizzing out a line, trading in his sanity, one can at a time. Orange waves of madness running through his veins till the doctor disappeared inside the sugar rain. Oh, Dr. Pepperman, lost without a trace, carbonation lighting up his face from the cans of chaos that the fandom began to send. He snapped, he popped, became the Fantastic Fanderman. Fizz, fizz, feel the rush. Orange lightning in a sugar crush. Laughing louder, spinning fast. Dr. Pepperman is in the past. Who needs 13 flavors when one will do? He shouts to the screen, eyes glowing neon hue. From logic bursting on the scene, bright and wild and tangerine, powered by the fandom and a citrus storm, a brand new hero in a brand new form. Oh, Phantom Man, chaotic to the core, kicking down the fridge door, wanting more from the cans of chaos that the subscriber sent. Heroes exposed, completely unspent. So you know Batman and Superman too, and Spider-Man swinging like he always do. But the strangest legend in the hero clan started as Pepper, ended as Phantom Man.
Don't call him Pepper.
He's a Phantom Man. I said don't call him Pepper.
Don't call him Pepper.
He's a Phantom Man. No more doctor, no more plan. He's a fantastic fan. What's his name now? Say it loud. Phantom Man lost his mind inside the can.
Phantom Man.
From the fizz and from the spam.
Phantom Man.
Don't call him Pepper. He's a Phantom Man. He's a Phantom Man.
Don't call him Pepper.
He's a Phantom Man.
Don't call him Pepper.
He's a Phantom Man.
Yeah, and there you go. Phantom Man. And that's a big shout out to JK Films, who was kind enough to do that. But we've got another one if you want to hear one more. That's basically the Slurp and Lurk song. So we're going to play that one as well, just because we had a good fun tonight. It's been extremely educational on the stream tonight. And I hope, first of all, a big shout out to Squid Pro Co, to Robert Ward, to Eric, also known as Kilo Delta 7 Lima Tango November, who is a minister as well. So if you need to talk to someone, he's a good point of contact. And Ammo Man, okay, again, all three people are very good contacts in regards of the VA over in the States. Don't contact contact me if you want to get hold of them, or contact Ammo Girl, or you can contact them directly if they come into the stream. Other than that, it's been an extremely educational stream tonight. I actually quite enjoyed it, and I think in the near future we probably might do more streams like this. And as you can tell, it was a very, very laid back, but they always wait until the end to get at me. But let's listen to the Slurp and Lurk, and then after that I'm going to be calling it a night. And Annie Chaput, good to see you, and everyone else, good to see you. Fave says it all. Mama Karma, Phoenix, the Squid, Ammo Girl, and who else? And Host Picker came in as well at some point, did she? I could have sworn I saw Host Picker. Didn't stay long. But anyway, here's the song. Enjoy.
Down on a corner where the cobblestones smirk, there's a curious shop called the Slurp and Lurk, with a bell on the door that goes blarpity blurk, and a sign that says welcome, now kindly just lurk. The shelves are stocked with soups in a can, fizzing noodles and puddings that wiggle and fan. And behind the counter with a wink and a chirp stands Sheep Trooper himself with a slurp and a burp. He's from Wales, he says it proud, talks to sheep, but not too loud. If he smiles and says, come see, you just say, no thanks, I'll have tea. Slurp and lurk, slurp and lurk. Buy a cup and do the noodle jerk. Sip it slow or sip it berserk. Just don't go back with him. Slurp and lurk, slurp and lurk, slurp and lurk. Stand around like a social quirk. Gossip, giggle, smirk and shirk. That's the way of the slurp and lurk. There's a barrel of broth that hums a tune, and a ladle that howls at the rising moon. There's custard that whistles and straws that squeak, and a yogurt that told me it works next week. Now SpawnTrooper leans in, says step this way to a door marked office in peeling gray. But a sheep goes bah from the other side, and I suddenly feel like I'd rather not ride. There's a hoof print trail on the tile floor, and wool on the handle of that back door. If he says quick tour with a grin so wide, you just slurp real loud and slowly slurp and lurk, slurp and lurk. Pie a stew that glows in the dark might work. Hang about in a flavor fog murk, but don't go back there. Slurp and lurk, slurp and lurk, slurp and lurk. Act real casual, that's the perk. If he beckons you, just go berserk and hide behind beans at the slurp and lurk. Some say there's sheep in suits back there. Some say they're filing taxes. Some say one runs middle management. We do not confirm this. There's a llama who lurks by the fizzy pop rack, and a penguin who keeps trying to pay in a snack. There's a fellow who's been there since 10:15, just sipping the same soup again and again. And SpawnTrooper hums as he mops the floor, glancing now and then at that office door. But we all just slurp and pretend we don't see that a sheep just clocked in for a shift at 3. Slurp and lurk, hey! Slurp and lurk. Life's too short not to be a jerk. Sip your chowder, embrace the quirk, but stay out back at the slurp and lurk. Hey! Slurp and lurk, hey! Slurp and lurk. That's the golden sacred perk. Drink it up and enjoy the work, then shuffle on out from the slurp and lurk. So if you pass by and your tummy goes glorp, and you fancy a sip or a savory slorp, just remember the rule, and you'll be just fine. Blaney Siop,
Bless Eon.
Stephanie Siop, Grrr Thudoch, Quirthadoch.
Okie dokie, that was that. And like I said, I do apologize for earlier on. For some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, everything was, so I had to restart very quickly, refresh the page. So that's why I disappeared for a second. But other than that, a very informative and very, very good stream, if I say so myself. And again, thanks everyone for being here. And if you're on replay, leave a comment, be nice. And if you are dealing with the VA stuff like that, put it in the comments, let us know. Maybe we can help each other, or you guys can help each other. Like I said, I don't live in the States. I haven't experienced the issues with the VA, but the comment section is there. You can communicate with each other in the comment section. Okay, so on that note, guys, I wish you all the best. Much love, lots of hugs, and thank you very much for being here. And I hope that you enjoyed it. And on that note, yeet.
They go live every night selling drama on demand, with crampons sitting on their ass and dicky on hand. Fake tears falling, no, I'm just speaking true, while they pocket super chats and exploit the loons. Gator rolls in trying to act real cool, but he's stirring up heat, breaking all the rules. Haters in a circle, all bark, no bite, till SpawnTrooper drops and it flips on the light. SpawnTrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. SpawnTrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. SpawnTrooper, is weak with this one. Deuces. is in the mix, spinning lies for the stream. He acts like a king, but his throne's just a meme. Dodging all the questions with a scripted phrase, trying to fool the crowd, but he's just a face. Bones Lacker's got a seat at the front of the show, putting up a front, but got nowhere to go. Guano's hiding in shadows, throwing shade in the chat. They all act tough, but SpawnTrooper's on that. SpawnTrooper, we bring truth and facts to the land. SpawnTrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. SpawnTrooper, then he say the words, truth don't kneel to no one man. SpawnTrooper, the force is weak with this one. Now the people rise, no longer blind. The lies unravel one stream at a time. Truth's not merchant, don't come in packs. And SpawnTroopers got receipts, not just attacks. He says turn off the feed, walk into the sun. This war for your mind, it's already begun. With clarity, blazing like a saber so bright. He leads the way through the digital night. SpawnTroopers say, I see you playing, keeping up the show, spinning your stories, but the truth starts to flow. Your gate is pulled high like you're some kind of lord, but all you're doing striking out with the faulty sword. You're no warrior, just a puppet on strings. Your fake crown don't mean a thing. The game's up now, you're out of move. SpawnTroopers here to expose your SpawnTrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. SpawnTrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. SpawnTrooper, then he say the words, truth don't kneel to no one man. SpawnTrooper, the force is weak with this one.
Truth will rise in the end, no place for deceit.
May grim unwind, get a whole group on. The force is weak with this whole bunch.